All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, this devil, Sleepy Joe, I guess he made a speech at the NAACP. And of course, like usual, he makes these empty promises, warning so-called Black Americans, basically Jake. And we all know what this is about. This is them trying to, lure Jake back over because they realize that they're losing Jake's trust. This place is one big epic L, all right, one big fail. And, Jake is, I'm not going to say all Jake because you still got Jake that's still stuck on stupid. But a lot of Jake, they're getting sick and tired of being used and being promised with, all these incentives, as if, every 4 years, Jake has something in it for them. When the 4 years come and Jake usually don't have anything, nothing's gained, with Jake. So they know at this point that Jake is not really going for it this time. Jake didn't even get shit when Obama was in, So now the whole agenda is to pander to the so-called black vote, which it doesn't really matter because, it's been, postured throughout statistics that, we're the so-called minority, the so-called African-American is a small minority. So why in the hell do they vote even matter then? What's so important about the so-called black vote? And then you get into office and then they don't exist. And that's the whole point. And Jake been in this abusive relationship with their massa. And it's like he has that power to woe you with all these empty fake promises so he can coddle you and make you feel comfortable again to trust supporting him. And what do the scriptures say about trusting your enemy? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So, at this point, they have to resort to pandering. Now, this idiot, since he's been in, he's gave hundreds of billions between Ukraine and Israel. And you, Jakes, you've been crying about reparations and student loan debt, canceling student loan debt, all type of things. And they've even entertained talks on giving reparations, and everything has been shot down. So you still got student loan debt, still in poverty. Inflation is up 20% under this guy. So what the hell could he really promise you? The country is trillions of dollars in the hole and still printing out money to give to others. So if you still stand by this system, that this crumbling, circling, this system that's circling the drain, you're an idiot. And woe unto you. All right. So let me get this real quick. Let's go to Proverbs. Was it 26? It is Proverbs 26 and 25. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. And you got to know that coming from the enemy. It doesn't matter what he tells you, how fair he sounds when he's speaking. Even if it sounds promising, you can never trust him, because there's always an agenda. Always. It tells us that in Sirach 14 and was it 7? If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. But at the end, he will declare his wickedness. And when this man first got in, you niggas was celebrating. And we can't forget that. The church services was going wild. Everybody, y'all was out there parading. And you seen what happened under this man's administration. And we told y'all how it was going to be. So here we are again. And now he's making these speeches or making these empty promises to you. Why do you matter of all people? Why are they pandering to you the most? Because they know they ain't did nothing for you. They've done for everybody else but you. And that's the curse. You will not be reckoned among the people. Was that Numbers? Yeah, this is Numbers 23 and 9. It says, from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Meaning you're not going to be counted. You're not going to be counted, regarded, considered among the nations. The UN recognized the state of Israel and the people over there, but they damn sure don't recognize you. So anyway, this is Biden's recent speech, and they said he got COVID. So, who knows what's about to happen next. They try to, bring back, the scares and whatnot, put you people back in fear. But I might play just a little bit of this so you can listen to him. But you already know he's full of shit. And Jake at this point shouldn't fall for anybody. Because this is one big shit show right now. It's a big theatrical circus, and especially the way they are building on that psyop that happened on the 13th. They're really trying to make it seem like this dude Trump has some type of divine intervention, and something divine is happening with him. Like he's about to be the one that's gonna really save Babylon. Ain't no saving this place, man. This place is done for. Okay? It's done for. And they're doing their best in the media to convince you, of all this, bull crap, and selling you on Donald Trump. And Biden, he's fizzling out. His health ain't right. He's losing his faculty. He's very senile. He probably don't even know where he at right here in this speech right here. So this is all a joke, man. But anyway, let me play some of this.
Care to kick millions of black Americans off their health insurance. They had a $2 trillion tax cut that overwhelmingly benefited the super wealthy, the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal debt larger than any one president has in one term. He left no room for us to do what we should be doing. Invest in things that affect people's lives, like child care, elder care, and so much more, that grow the economy and help people. His mismanagement of the pandemic was especially devastating to black communities. I know, because in other countries, other communities of color. That economic crisis drove up black unemployment, decimated small black businesses, and you people.
So he reaching back to old shit, basically the last year of Trump's presidency, when they decided to unleash the COVID psyop, of course, and that was used to demonize Trump based on how he handled it. But they were all in on this whole situation. The rollout of that whole operation, it was all according to plan. All right, Jake, but you know how Jake are. Jake is simple as hell. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that. Then he's bringing up Jake protesting during that whole George Floyd situation. So he knows the psyche of you Jakes, man. He knows the right things to say, but for a lot of Jake, they've seen enough. They ain't buying into it. You just got the stupid Sambo niggas that are loyal to the Democratic Party, and it always made me think back to this statement, which I got pulled up by Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay, this is what he said. He said, "These Negroes, they're getting pretty uppity these days, and that's a problem for us since they got something now they've never had before, the political pull to back up their uppityness. Now we've got to do something about this. We've got to give them a little something. First, it's like you're just enough to quiet them down, not enough to make a difference." And it's always been the key with them. We can keep these niggas loyal and have their support, but we're not going to make a difference at all. Because the scriptures tell us they only consult to cast us down from our excellency. They don't want you climbing up no kind of way. Because, Jake is known for climbing up. Jake, they climb up to the totem pole of society even when the odds are against them. Because we're special people. So we can't give them too much because they'll get their asses, they'll climb their asses all the way up. He said, "I'll have those niggers voting Democratic for the next 200 years. So think about this statement, and then knowing what we know about Joe and his past, things that he's done, bills that he's passed. The reason why he was known for being called Crime Bill Joe. All right. He was talking about how he didn't want his students to be in schools and learn alongside with Negroes because he called it a jungle. It would be a jungle. Can't forget none of that stuff. So right now it's just convenient for him now. And what can really be the play here is Jake, pretty much they're already making it known publicly that they with Caesar Nero. They with that nigga Trump. The nigga just he's dealing with the law, right? This nigga got a case, and then he just survived a so-called assassination attempt. So he got this nigga walking out to 50 Cent Many Men. So that's that's building his imagery with niggas. Niggas is like, oh man, Trump gotta be for the hood. He gotta be, y'all know how this go. They're making Trump even more appealing to niggas. Got him on his face on the front cover of the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying album cover. And the nigga walking around with a big ass tea bag on his ear, like he really just survived, a headshot. With a joke, man. So this is really warfare, but Jake can't perceive it yet. Because what can happen is if something goes wrong with this election, which it's showing signs and it has good chance that something can happen, and it'll get blamed on you. It'll get blamed on Jake. Then when this thing goes down, Jake is gonna be right in the crossfire. They're gonna be targeted. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Because the plot has always been to get you up out of there. You know, talking about you tribes as a whole, starting with Judah, the so-called Negro. Let me get was it Psalms 34? Actually, I think it might be Psalms 37. Let me see real quick. Yeah, Psalms 37 and 12, it says, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. And like Paul said, let's say you should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. All right. Their eyes are set privately against the poor. And that's you tribes. That's why they always target your demographic. And, you know, they want to have you as the subject matter in these debates. Let me go to Psalms 10. And it says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. And that's basically from both of them. All right. They're here to you know, play that role like they're really going to lead you to some type of prosperity. But that's not their true intent, because they really have an agenda that they have to follow. All right. Who's pulling the strings over them? Yes. The super rich, the globalist elite, the international bankers. All right. And we already know what their job is. They want to depopulate, and we're we're as the sand of the sea. They want to bring the numbers down. All right. They want to, you know, take total control over you. They want to control the resource, the limitations on your resources that you have access to. And they're setting up that digital social credit system for the world, where if you're not behaving according to their newfound way, then you know you won't have access. They'll be able to cut you off. They will limit anything that you can do if you don't bow down to his image. So this is all for show. All right, these little speeches is all for show. But just know that there's 7 abominations in their heart. All right. So his mouth is full of cursing and deceit, and fraud under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. You know, what the hell could they do for you when more people have fell into poverty under these last 4 years? More homelessness, more encampments. What could he really do for you? It says his eyes are privately set against the poor. Yeah, man. And then, you know, they're poisoning your food. So all the foods that you buying is leading to all type of diseases and illnesses. You know, you're getting took out by all kind of cancers because they're putting stuff in your food. Come on, man. It says he lieth and wakes secretly as a lion in his den. It's like he lieth and wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. And that's why you're not to trust him. That means you don't trust this system at all. It don't matter who they try to put in there. You still voting? You an idiot. And you getting drawn right into that net. He croucheth and humbleth himself. This is what they always do come election season, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. All right. And every time you believe him, you end up falling right into his traps. Psalm 64. Psalm 64 and 1, it says, hear my voice, O power, and my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And I believe that they're really trying to incite a civil war. All right, and you Jakes, the intent is to get you in the crossfire of that. Getting it, heightening up the tensions, flaring people's emotions. And you got division already as it is. All right. If you saying that the situation that happened on the 13th, if you saying that it was a staged event, they want to come for you. It was being said that they're trying to put out a lawsuit and this and that. So they're trying to draw a line. Which side are you on? And that's the net that they're setting for you. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Biden is in on this whole 2030 agenda. All right, they want to get rid of vehicles that takes fuel. All right, they push that whole climate change agenda, which is going to limit your use of gases, fossil fuels. Everything that they've been talking about at the World Economic Forum, Biden is a puppet for that. And Trump, he's going to play controlled opposition, like he's trying to get in the way of the New World Order agenda, but he's all for it too. So you can't believe none of these dudes, man. It says both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. They have counsels about all this. Okay, they give you the theatrics, and then when they finally get in, they go right down the syllabus of objectives from their overlords, and get those things out of the way. And is leaning more and more towards enslaving you, further taking away your rights. No more freedom of religion, assembly, speech, and even your Second Amendment, which Esau ain't gonna really stand for that. They'll really go to war. Because they've been trying to work on that for some years now, with all these different so-called mass shootings. So you fall for this, y'all fall for this again, then it's on you. And you understand, and we understand why there's going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. And you Jake's gonna find yourselves between a rock and a hard place. All right. And y'all already know this scripture. Isaiah 30 and 1, it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover what a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that go down to Egypt, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth. You keep going to the damn enemy, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. They're not your allies, man. They never been. You forgot how you were brought over here and what happened, with us. And just because you're not physically on chains right now don't mean that you spiritually aren't. Because they still control you niggas, man. They say they give you the choice of who you can vote for. And that's all an illusion. And they make these empty promises every 4 years, and you simple ass niggas fall for it every time. So that shows you that Jake really trusts oppression. Therefore shall the strength of Egypt, or the strength of Pharaoh, be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Let me jump down to verse 12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, all right, the words of this book, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and that's exactly what Biden brought. All right, more inflation, taxation. The interest rates risen up, high price housing. You're gonna continue to put your trust in that perverseness, the whole rainbow alphabet group. That shit has been amplified throughout this society. And stay therein, and that word stay means to confide or trust, put your trust in, or to lean on for support. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in an high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So, you Jakes, man, you can continue, but like what is the definition of insanity? When you keep doing the same thing, thinking that the results are going to change. It's not going to change, man. All right, and I'm looking at these comments on this Instagram, the Savoy show, and Jake, you can see that Jake, they finally starting to see it. All right, that this is all BS. So Jake ain't buying it no more based on what these comments are saying. Change from what? Ain't he the president now? Laughing emoji. How you gonna promise change when you said the same thing when you got elected? So this is what Jake is saying. He said that 4 years ago. But now Trump is the guy now. So Jake still ain't really fully woke. They woke up to Biden and the Democrats BS, but they still ain't woke to this beast. All right? This beast has 2 horns. All right? It's the same beast, man. So it doesn't matter which horn they put over you. Okay? He's gonna eventually speak as that dragon, and you gonna be the main target of that fiery breathing dragon, man. Give all the blacks born in America the money you keep giving to Ukraine. They ain't finna do that. Y'all know better. I don't trust none of them. You was never supposed to trust any of them. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna end the lesson there. There's more precepts that I could bring out, but for time's sake, I gotta get going. But this is funny as hell. But now you see. Let the pandering begin, of course, and then something might end up happening, man. Whether it might happen to him or they might attempt something else on Trump. Either way is to spark you people. And Jake is going to be right in the center of it, man. I could see it. All right. Put you Jakes in that snare. Because the job is to cut you off from being a nation. All right. That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. You have no allies, man. None. That's why you got to turn to Yahweh Shem Yahweh. All right. Call upon him. But right now, that's only going to happen with the Lord's elect, that remnant that's going to return to him. They're not going to no longer going to trust in him that smite them, but trust in the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So Lord willing, Yahweh edified him, give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And until the next one, Shalom.